This Week in Gaming with Naomi Kyle.
Happy Thanksgiving, American listeners. I'm Naomi Kyle, and welcome back to This Week in Gaming. This week, we're catching up on the Xbox Partner Showcase, the success of Battlefield 6, an inside look at video game comedy, and the winners of the 43rd Annual Golden Joystick Awards. We've got all this week's gaming news, so let's get started. Microsoft premiered an Xbox Partner Preview last week, marking what is probably the last Xbox showcase for 2025. The presentation was about 30 minutes long and featured 16 trailers for new games and updates coming to Xbox. Here are some of my highlights from the showcase. Kicking off the event was a trailer for Godfall developer Counterplay Games with a first look at their next title, Armistice. Armistice is a roguelite shooter launching in 2026. Next up was a trailer for the Lovecraftian zombie co-op survival game, The Mound Omen of Cthulhu, which comes out summer of next year. This next game doesn't have a release date, but it looks fantastic all the same. Forsworn is a new title in the Metroidvania genre, looking to make a name for itself, and I can't wait to see how this one turns out. The world of Vampire Survivors is getting a shakeup with a spin-off, taking the game into the third dimension called Vampire Crawlers. Vampire Crawlers is a dungeon crawler featuring a deck-building mechanic to defeat hordes of enemies, one card at a time. Vampire Crawlers is coming out on all platforms in 2026. Next year's goofy co-op title has already been crowned with the arrival of the new title Roadside Research, in which you team up with your friends as thinly masked aliens running and operating a gas station. Roadside Research comes out next year on Xbox and PC. Total Chaos, a psychological survival horror title, was shadow dropped during the showcase. Total Chaos combines the talents of Silent Hill composer Akira Yamaoka and Sam Prebble, creator of Turbo Overkill. Tarsier Studios' long-awaited game Reanimal has finally been given a release date. Reanimal is coming out on February 13th, 2026, and has a demo available for download right now. A trailer for Zoopunk, an action game set in a post-apocalyptic future ruled by anthropomorphic animals. Zoopunk is an unexpected prequel to the action platformer Fist Forged in Shadowtorch and comes out next year. A new update is coming to Hitman World of Assassination. Agent 47 is tasked with finding the real Slim Shady and taking him down at the request of his alter ego, Eminem. The Eminem vs. Slim Shady will be available from December 1st until the 31st. We got a look at a cinematic boss fight for the hotly anticipated title Tides of Annihilation. And finally, the show is wrapped up with a first look at Raji Kali Yuga, a sequel taking place 6 years after the events of the first game, Raji, an ancient epic sequel. Battlefield 6 has rocketed to the top of the charts, selling over 7 million copies in its first weekend on the market. And industry analysts expect that Battlefield 6 has sold more than 10 million copies in total, despite confirmation from EA. Battlefield 6 has gone from being the best-selling game in October 2025 to being the best-selling game of 2025 in the US. And Battlefield 6 has been so successful that it has surpassed the lifetime sales of Battlefield 1 and has become the best-selling title in the franchise. That's right. It may come as no surprise then that Battlefield 6 is offering a 1-week trial period to hook players that are still on the fence when it comes to buying the game. The free trial offers a version of Battlefield 6 multiplayer with just 3 maps, and it will be available to play from November 25th until December 1st. For 43 years, the Golden Joystick Awards have highlighted the greatest achievements in gaming. On November 20th, millions of gamers cast their votes across 25 categories for the best of 2025. And here are the winners. Lies of P Overture won the award for Best Game Expansion. Blueprints was awarded Best Indie Game, and Hollow Knight Silksong won Best Self-Published Indie Game. Peak won the award for Best Multiplayer Game. Donkey Kong Bonanza won the Critics' Choice Award. And Ghost of Yotei won awards for Best Audio Design and Console Game of the Year. And to the surprise of no one, Clair Obscure Expedition 33 swept the rest of the show after winning awards for Best Soundtrack, Best Storytelling, Best Visual Design, and Ultimate Game of the Year, including awards for Studio of the Year, won by the game's developer Sandfall Interactive, and Jennifer English, who was awarded for Best Lead Performer, and Ben Starr, who won Best Supporting Performer for the work on Expedition 33, totaling 7 golden joysticks and tying the record for most awards won by a single game with 2023's Game of the Year, Baldur's Gate 3.
Quest complete.
So that's the news for this week. It's now time to chat with our guest, Lisa Wallen, and joins us to chat about the Xbox Partner Showcase, our personal Game of the Year picks, and video game stand-up comedy as a genre.
Select game mode. Multiplayer.
Hey Lisa, welcome to This Week in Gaming. It's so good to have you on the show for the first time. It's so good to have you.
I am so excited to be here with my favorite person in the entire world.
I'm your favorite, or it's your cat?
You're really high up there. My cats might beat you a little, but
Yeah.
you're basically like a cat.
I am. I've got cat aesthetics and vibes, I'd say.
Yeah,
in terms
we got
of how
cat-like personality. We're very indoors.
very indoors, exactly.
Yeah.
We love our indoor time. I wanted to touch on quickly, well, we're going to get into what it is you do, which I think is very cool. That's why I'm excited to have you on the show. But we're going to talk about the Xbox Showcase briefly. I know that it was kind of a surprise. Xbox threw this out right before the start of award season. But we got to see that now Hitman has made Eminem canon to the Hitman franchise, which is crazy. First of all, how random is that?
I mean, yes, I feel like that's just a very goofy choice, but honestly, I love Hitman, and I never finished the World of Assassination, but I will now that Eminem's in it.
Right, I know. It's definitely it piqued my interest again to go back to the franchise. And it's interesting how they decided to make it be where there's two Eminem. There's young Eminem, and then there's current day Eminem, and you're supposed to go out there and, assassinate young Eminem, which I don't know what that's saying, but it's very interesting.
I feel like Hitman is like the white person's Yakuza, so
Right.
they're just revamping it and then putting more goofs in it. I'm all for it. I'll play it.
I'm all for it too. I do feel like Hitman, the franchise itself, has gotten a little bit stale. So it's good that they're trying different things. They're seeing what sticks, which I like. These new missions that they're throwing out there with cameos from, some of our old school, famous people.
I know. I'm so far behind. I got into it and I was like, this is an amazing game, but I don't need 100 different ways to kill somebody.
Right.
Give me 5 and then I'll
Just
be okay.
5 and make those good. Yeah.
I don't have time for this. Assassinations.
Is there anything else that you saw at the Xbox Showcase that piqued your interest?
I saw the Tides of Annihilation game, which to me looks really cool. And I really hate that everyone's like, oh, it's like Final Fantasy, Dark Souls or whatever. I'm like, you guys say that about any dark looking JRPG type series, but
It's so true.
yeah. I remember when they first teased it last year, and I'm glad that they released more. I'll probably end up playing that. I don't have an Xbox, unfortunately, but most of these are just games that you can play on everything, but
Yeah.
that was probably the one that stuck out to me the most.
Cool. I love it. For me, I think it was, Dave the Diver, some DLC that was really cool. But I think, the Hitman thing was just out of nowhere and definitely caught my attention the most out of everything that happened at the showcase. All right. We're going to get back with, what were you going to say?
I was going to say, I still have not played Dave the Diver.
Oh, that's
feel like
okay.
I need to.
You got plenty of time. Holiday break's coming up.
There's too many games. I'm sorry.
There is way too many games. All right, guys, we're going to cut to Games Out this week and be right back.
Games out this week.
Starting on November 25th, Captain Wayne gets retro exclusively on PC. Then on November 26th, Terminator 2D, No Fate, Hasta La Vista is on all platforms. And on November 27th, Nano Neighbors moves in exclusively on PC. The Epic Game Store is offering just one free game title this week, Universe for Sale, which will be available for download from November 27th until December 4th.
Quest accepted.
And we're back. So, Game of the Year has been announced. We have the list of nominees at the very least. This is the big award season for us in the gaming space. Is there anything that on the Game of the Year list you think doesn't deserve to be there?
Oh, doesn't
Took a
deserve.
different approach on that question.
I was gonna say, I mean, not really. Every game I feel like was pretty popular. I still haven't played Death Stranding 2, but I'm
Oh
also
yeah,
just like,
same.
this is probably Jeff Keighley's like obsession with Kojima putting it on there because I didn't really hear a lot about it, even though I
Right.
think it was one of the biggest releases that came out this year.
It was.
Yeah, I played
Yeah.
Death Stranding at the beginning of the year and I was excited to play 2, and everyone was like hyping it up for like a month, and then I heard nothing.
The continued conversation that happened with the first one was something we couldn't get away from, and now it came out and it's just like crickets.
Yep. I mean, people still talk about Claire Obscure. That came out back in April. People are still like tweeting about it and talking about it all the time. Same thing with, I mean, Silk Song just came out in September, but it's been 2 months and everyone's still talking about it. But like Death Stranding was like huge hype, Death Stranding 2, and then it
Yep.
died off. I
Yeah.
guess, yeah, even now, and they have like the concerts, like someone invited me to the Death Stranding concert a couple days ago, and I was like, that's a thing? Like,
I didn't know that.
I follow Kojima, and I feel like I never hear any of these things. So
What does that say? Does that mean Kojima's lost his, his pizzazz, his
I
mojo?
think people are waiting for his horror game to come out.
Yeah, the Silent Hill stuff. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I think they're all waiting for that. And this one just the fact that Death Stranding, the first one, was also such a weird, polarizing game for everyone.
It was like Amazon delivering,
Exactly.
with some Metal Gear Solid 5 in there. And I was like, all right, this whole game could have been an email, but
Totally. Is there anything from the Game of the Year list that is not on there that you wish was on there? Or what's your personal pick? And then, get to, if it's not on the list, if there is one that you wish was on there.
I mean, my personal pick is going to be Claire Obscure Expedition 33, because that I feel like to me is like a perfect game. Yeah. I don't feel like there's anything that didn't belong on there. Like I really liked Peak and like Silent Hill F, and obviously the Yakuza games. Pirate Yakuza I think came out this year, but like I'm like, those aren't really Game of the Year contenders for me.
Got it.
I feel like when I look at the list, I'm like Claire Obscure and Silk Song for sure.
For sure. Definitely. Yeah. Was there did you ever play Split Fiction?
No, but it's on my list because I'm in a long distance relationship and I'm like, we got to play a game together. Yeah.
It's perfect for that.
I played It Takes Two, so I'm like, Split Fiction is next. So
you're going to love it. And that would have been the one I wish was on the list. But I do think Claire Obscure, just because of the French angle as well. I'm from Quebec, but I know it's a France French as opposed to a North American French. But yeah, I think that's my list, my pick. And then you're going to love Split Fiction. I think you're going to really like it. It's one of those games that you're hooked and then you kind of can't put down. And it's also perfect for co-op. And there's just so much different things that you can do in that game.
I'm surprised because that one was pretty hyped up too.
Yes, I'm surprised it didn't make the list as well. That's one of the ones where I'm like, oh, I just wish it had gotten there. But I think it was maybe too early a release. But then Claire Obscure, like you said, April. So who knows?
I'm really begging to play Donkey Kong. I need to get a Switch too. So if anybody wants to buy me Switch 2.
Let's get you some Switch 2 stuff. Can we talk a bit about what it is you do? Because I've never had a stand-up comedian on my show, and you're the first.
Wow.
And I think it's perfect because, it's great to have you. It's just cool to have someone who also has comedy and has found kind of a niche where it's like you do a lot of stand-up about gaming comedy, like stuff that it revolves the gaming industry.
You might be the only one.
You might be the only one. And I think that makes you stand out of everyone. So I guess my, first inquiry is like, how much does gaming play a part in your comedy? Was that always the plan?
No, actually that wasn't. I started comedy in like 2014. And I think it took me years to figure out like my voice. Yeah. I mean, I do a lot of like non-gaming stuff, but it wasn't until I started streaming during the pandemic where it was like, all my comedy is very observational about my life.
Right.
And I started streaming and there's nothing else going on during the pandemic. So that was when I was like, here's everything going on. It was all gaming related. And after the pandemic came out, it was really hard for me to get back into comedy because I hadn't performed in so long. Mm-hmm. But then I would start posting my clips and they do really well. But then I would post a gaming comedy clip and that would just blow up. And I was like, oh, like there is a very hidden niche in there that no one else has really touched, at least to the extent that I've been doing it. Like there's comedians that I love that do gaming jokes where I got my inspiration from. Like Roy Woods Jr. has a really hilarious bit about Street Fighter. And this is like the inspiration for me to start writing gaming jokes, where he was like, more people need to be like Street Fighter background characters, like mind their own business. And I was like, that's so good. And then that's kind of like where I started doing more like gaming humor.
I love it. And
Yeah.
was there anything in the craft element of it that made it, like, for you just being a gamer naturally on your spare time, like you were able to pull a lot from that world? And how did you put it all together? How does the set come together when it comes to comedy about games?
Well, I started doing it because I was like, right after the pandemic, I started like dating again. And I had such a funny experience when I was like dating somebody and had them play Elden Ring, and then they like ghosted me, and we were like still friends online, and I would like tell people this story and they're like, oh my God, that's really funny. And then one day I was just like, I'm just gonna tell it on stage. And that was like where I started like posting more stuff. But also my best friend growing up, she never had any video games. She has no video game knowledge. And obviously it's a big part of my life. So sometimes I would have to explain certain things to her. And to me, it's like very fun. Like she loves Stardew Valley. It's the only video game she's ever played. And
It's a good game.
Yeah, it's a fantastic game. But she didn't know that you could pause. So she played 100 hours of the game and didn't pause. And she was like we were going to a concert, and I was like, we got to go. Just pause the game. She's like, well, what? I have to finish this day. I was like, just press start. And she's like, what? And I was like, there's no way you've played this game and realized you couldn't pause. She's like, Lisa, I like canceled business meetings for this.
Wow.
Like, I was like, what?
That is wild. Oh my goodness.
And I was like, there's somebody out there who has to see the silliness in this. And then I realized there was. And so that's kind of what I shape my humor around, is the gaming stuff.
The stuff that you run into just as a gamer, and probably through streaming and all, and the people you meet who either are gamers or aren't gamers, and kind of the comedy of that. I think you do that so well, because I've seen your stand-up. It's amazing. Aww. Do you find that audiences, how do you bridge the gap between when you are performing, people who get gaming and people who don't? Like, is there a science to that?
There is. I still try to figure it out. I think I've figured it out now, because as long as you can, there's so many comedians I've seen talk about things like wrestling and like baseball and things I have zero knowledge about, and have managed to make them funny because they relate it to something that's more normal. Like how my friend, I have the joke about how my friend didn't know what a video game boss was. And she was like, oh, does he like manage people? Like, and it's like, people understand, like, no, that's not what a boss is in a video game. But it's very funny that your brain went to like management more than like enemy.
Right.
And I think for me, it's like if I'm talking about a game like Dark Souls or Elden Ring, I think it's like, this is very specific audience. I can't really do this for everyone, but I can, instead of saying the word Elden Ring, I can be like, I was playing a really hard game or a very punishing game. And I think there's a way gaming is much more, what's the word I'm looking for? It's much more mainstream than people think it is. Mm-hmm. Like, it's still like this little hidden pocket that a lot of people feel like they don't understand, but it's like, the gaming industry makes more money than movies and music combined. So I've been very lucky to find audiences that are like, I'm not really into video games, but my kids are, or, I grew up playing Pong and Nintendo. So it's like the audiences that aren't into it do have some relation that makes it easy for me to like riff off of.
Good. Yes. And it is like, I think you're at the precipice where pretty soon, we're a generation of gamers, but like, all the kids right now, that's all they do is they play games, watch anime, some cartoons here and there. And I think that you're like carving yourself a niche that hopefully in due time will blow up as kids age into, full blown adults, and all that stuff.
Exactly.
It's very cool. Do you have a particular joke that you like to say about gaming, or anything you want to share from your stand-up that you could like, I don't know, give us the context of, or anything like that?
I mean, yes, I'm obviously going to plug my comedy special, because a lot of it is mixed in with like my life as like a non-gamer and also a gamer. Like, I have a lot of like stories about my parents, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. But I'd say like right now, my favorite thing is that after my special, I was really struggling to like be like, okay, well, what do I do now? Like, what do I write about now? And now my partner is a professional sword fighter. And I'm like, you just gave me so much material.
Yeah.
Because now I feel like I'm just dating a real life video game character. And so now, unfortunately for him, even if we break up, I have like 20 minutes of jokes about this. So, and also like just going back to my best friend, Sam, who's like not into gaming, I will sometimes when talk to her, I'll kind of test her knowledge and see her response. And so that has also brought good material because I'm like, you're a very basic audience member that doesn't understand gaming. So I can like practice and riff off of you. But yeah, I do say that like, you know, I was single for like 7 years and I started dating my sword fighter boyfriend. I was like, you know, dating is so bad. You got to summon a boyfriend now.
That's amazing.
So it's like, yeah, I feel like my life is so like, it's been poisoned by video games. So I feel like now I can just use basic gaming terms for things that aren't gaming related. And that's kind of where I'm shaping my humor now.
I love that. Yeah. And I love that your cat has decided now to exit the conversation.
Yeah, he's like, I'm done. I've heard this too many times.
All right. Well, people should check out your comedy special. I'm already going to plug your YouTube channel. Is there anywhere else you want people to, you know, be able to watch your stuff or support you?
Honestly, Twitch and Instagram, because I do stream. I stream more than I do comedy, which is funny because, you know, it's just easier. So obviously my Twitch is my same as my handle on YouTube, and same thing with Instagram, because the more Instagram views and followers you get, the more money I might make one day. Yeah. Big might there.
I said you're at the precipice. It's going to blow up here any second.
You're like, I'm investing in this friendship now.
I am. No, this is totally strategic. Like, well, Lisa, it's so great to have you on the show. Everyone go check out her comedy special. It's up on her YouTube channel. I will drop the link after this. But yeah, thank you so much, Lisa. It's great to have you on the show for the first time. We'll have to have you on to talk more gaming news at some point in the future.
Absolutely. Thank you, Naomi, for having me.
Yay. All right. Have a good rest of your week.
Bye.
Lisa Wallen is a stand-up comedian. You can see her work on her YouTube channel at youtube.com/WisaLallen.
Flawless victory! Continue!
And that's This Week in Gaming, folks. I'm Naomi Kyle. I had such a blast bringing you all the latest in games. Thank you for listening, and shout out to my co-writer, Josh Seaman, for putting the show together every week. From all of us here at This Week in Gaming, we wish you a fun-filled week, and we'll see you again same time, same place. Thanks for listening. See ya.
This Week in Gaming is an iHeartRadio Canada podcast. Subscribe to this podcast on iHeartRadio or wherever you get your podcasts. Download the iHeartRadio app for more podcasts just like these.